Now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
Old soldiers never die. They just fade away. And like the old soldier of that ballad, I now close my military career and just fade away. An old soldier who tried to do his duty as God gave him the light to see that duty. Goodbye.
What's the matter with you?
I guess I just can't take it, sir.
What did you say?
It's my nerves, sir. I just can't stand the shelling anymore.
Your nerves? Well, hell, you're just a coward. You don't have a yellow bastard sitting here crying in front of these brave men who've been wounded in battle. Shut up! Don't admit this yellow bastard. Nothing wrong with him. You won't have. We're afraid to fight, stinking up this place of honor. You're going back to the front, my friend. You may get shot, you may get killed, but you're going up to the fighting. Either that or I'm going to stand you up in front of a firing squad. I ought to shoot you myself, bastard. Get him out of here. Send him up to the front. You hear me? You coward! I won't have cowards in my army.
So the community organizer today fired a great war hero, a true warrior, a true warrior. The man who was defending America was dismissed by the man who was stapling flyers to telephone poles over the years. The thin-skinned president who was never fired a Daisy BB gun apparently has fired General McChrystal. We have had a civilian coup of the United States military. All of the true warriors are being drummed out of the Corps, and all of the political officers are being left into the Corps. And that is because, let us put it to you this way, there are things afoot that are not being spoken about. General Stanley McChrystal is being persecuted for telling the truth. And the vermin in the media have been sharpening their knives all day long, eagerly anticipating the kill. The brain-dead apparatchik on MSNBC, Contessa Brewer, a ditz of the highest order, had the nerve to call General McChrystal and his aides a posse. And Andy Mitchell, you know her as Andrea Mitchell, we call her Andy Mitchell around here, declared that the general crossed the line of insubordination. And Joe Haystack, the congressman that Obama bribed, said McChrystal broke military code. And John McShane joined Lieberman to stab McChrystal in the back. John McCain joined Lindsey Graham, that strange creature from South Carolina, and Joe Lieberman, the whiner from Connecticut, and said McChrystal should be removed. And so it was the night of the short knives by the dwarfs in the political military establishment. I played for you today on the Savage Nation the speech by General MacArthur from 1951. He says, old soldiers never die, they just fade away. General MacArthur was relieved of command by Truman for criticizing Truman back in 1950. Remember, General MacArthur was one of the great ones. He conceived and executed a great amphibious assault at Incheon in Korea, for which he was hailed as a hero. 7 months later, Truman fired him for making public statements that contradicted the official policies of the U.S. government, especially with regard to Truman's order to restrict military interaction with the media. And so it's happened before. What's amazing to me and what's strangely difficult to understand is how a man of McChrystal's mindset, a man who runs 7 miles a day, a man who takes 1 meal a day, a true Spartan warrior, a fourth-generation military man, how he would permit a lice-ridden vermin from Rolling Stone even near him, how he would admit a fetid drug addict for Rolling Stone to even interview him is beyond my comprehension. This is a product of the breakdown in the aid category. But make no mistake about it. We had a civilian coup today where the thin-skinned community organizer fired the real general to replace him with somebody who will knuckle under to the community organizer's staple gun. Remember, McChrystal is a real soldier. He graduated from West Point. He actually served in an Army Special Ops team in the first Gulf War, as opposed to the fakers who put a knife in our boys' back in the Marines and in the Army. He was the head of the team that killed Zarqawi. He has gone on many night missions, unheard of for generals. The man loves combat. Went on night missions in Iraq. Went on night missions while Obama was creeping around the nights of Chicago planning his coup. And all he said was a few objectionable things. I thought free speech was permitted in the United States of America. But I guess the old thin-skinned president, in between golf games, took offense at it. He criticized Biden, criticized Obama's handling of the war, criticized Hillary Clinton, and it's the soldier who gets fired. The White House has betrayed the troops time and time again. Obama betrayed the Navy SEALs. Obama betrayed Lieutenant Behena. And now Obama's betrayed the leader of our forces in Afghanistan in the middle of a Kandahar offensive. This is Obama's way of undermining our military efforts overseas. He wants them out of there. And so he's taken out the one man who could save the war effort. What has occurred today is a civilian coup of the military. And because of it, our troops will pay the price of blood. 1-800-449-8255. How do you feel about General McChrystal being dismissed by the community organizer? And when I play you some of the sound bites, you're actually not going to believe what you're about to hear on the Savage Nation. You're not going to believe what you're about to hear. Stupid chicks on MSNBC, more snotty nonsense by chicks, calling General McChrystal and his aides a posse. Clip 4, please.
Were you surprised at the level of access that your reporter, Michael Hastings, was able to get to General McChrystal and to his posse?
Stop right here. That's one of the stupidest women crawling the gutters of Manhattan, Contessa Brewer of MSNBC. That's the kind of chick talk you'd expect on The View. That's some kind of chick talk you'd expect from Whoopi Goldberg. It's unbelievable. Now, if you were the enemy, the hardened Muslim enemy, would you be afraid of an America where the media is run by slutty chicks on television whose biggest problem is how to meet a man or what kind of shoes to buy? When they take out the warriors and they let the chattering classes take over? Would you be afraid of America today when the number one general is dismissed by a community organizer who never fired anything but a Daisy BB gun? Excuse me, but a staple gun? Sorry, I was mistaken in that. I'm pretty sure Obama's never been allowed to touch a BB gun in his life. 1-800-449-8255, michaelsavage.com. Hawaii, Steve, you're on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. As a former captain in the Marine Corps during Vietnam, I've been listening to this controversy all morning on talk radio, and I hear a lot of outraged people calling in, talking about this famous oath that people have to give in the military to protect their commandant, to be bow down in front of this dictator commandant. Well, I don't remember ever taking that oath, sir. When I took my oath, it was to defend the Constitution of the United States against foreign and domestic enemies, protect the people of this country. And to me, we have a domestic enemy, this administration.
I agree with you 100%, but remember, McChrystal was actually quite mild in his commentary about Biden and about Obama. He never really said very much. The fact of the matter is Obama does not want McChrystal there at all because McChrystal's the real McCoy, and it is said that that Obama is very uncomfortable in a room full of real warriors. Did you read that?
Absolutely.
In other words, when Obama the faker, when Obama the imposter, when Obama the strange one is in a room with real warriors, they say he gets very uncomfortable because he knows he doesn't belong there. The fact of the matter is there is no such rule, written or unwritten, where a general is supposed to be a martinet. And what's strange to me, Captain, is this. The phony liberals who said that during Hitler's period, if only the generals had stood up to Hitler and said something, the Holocaust could have been prevented. And now we have a general standing up and saying the most mild of things about this thin-skinned community organizing, Marxist, backstabbing, anti-American, and all of a sudden he's fired and they say good for Obama. Good for Obama. This is a very big topic.